What's happening, people? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to let you know about a podcast / interview I did last week with the Progressive Synthesist. That video is up on his channel right now if you want to check that out. It's about an hour conversation focused specifically on the paradox of truth, but the conversation ranges a variety of topics. It flows pretty freely. So we cover quite a bit over there in the hour or so that we discuss things. And I think things went really well, but just so you have some idea, here's a brief clip.
Going beyond the personal level, I think we've kind of seen that as a society as well, and as a civilization. Like we're the drive to create something new and better seems to be lacking.
Yes. In what aspect of society are you seeing it, or just touch on one point? Because I agree with you in general, but what aspect of society and culture are you discussing, or what's most prominent to you, or what's most common or visible?
Well, if you look at certain political structures, economic structures, um, where do we see really any innovation? The even amongst regular people, and including people who actually are in positions to do things, it's either what we have is the best, or let's go back to this.
Right. And I think the paradox of human existence, I think, still has a lot to do with that. I really believe this is all simple. I really believe it's all so simple that it's embarrassing. But I think the difficult part is understanding it and accepting it. That's our challenge. You know what I mean? I think this is all simple. It's just we won't allow it to be that simple. So we got to work very hard to simplify it for ourselves, so then we can get to it. You know what I mean? So when I look at this and you're saying what you're saying, I think the reason we're doing this is because of that thing that wants security, that wants reliability, surety. We are in an age of data and information, and I think that's great, but not if we don't check that desire to. So in this situation, it's not just conserving energy; it's risk. And I think at the biological level, anytime we would take a risk that wasn't necessary, essential, we weren't going to do it. We wouldn't, likely we wouldn't do that because we would die. And why would we do that? We would go with the sure thing. If there was just food, we're going to go with the sure thing. We're not going to go challenge. If we're a little, I don't know, field mouse, we're not going to try to take down a buffalo. You know what I mean? We'll go for the beetle or something. You know what I mean? Like the risk is too high, even though the reward is good. So I think what we're seeing right now is the mind. This is able to understand that we can calculate and quantify certain things in parts of our world that do actually, it cannot deny that it allows us a little bit more predictability, a little bit more surety, and a little bit more control. However, that primal part of us that just wants that, to survive and to be comfortable and to not have any risks or threats, that part of us, unfortunately, in my opinion, is causing us to lean up on the data too much. Why would like look at the film and TV industry? Why would you take a chance on making a new property that you are not sure and cannot prove that someone would like and want and will be successful in financial terms, which is all that matters now, the culture of money globally? Why would you take a chance on that when you have all of this data and information that says if you copy Marvel's template or whatever, then you can make X, Y, and Z dollars. Get this superhero, make it this colorful, hit these plot points and beats, and then they'll eat it up. And the thing is they're not wrong to a degree. They can hit us in that primal part of us and hit those beats, just like advertising and marketing can. But it never satisfies at the higher human level. But we can't stop it because they're not going, like you said, the people that have the power. Why would you're not going to take a risk on your job on a $300 million movie? You're going to go with the sure thing. And not seeing this means that we're just going to keep stepping into this rope path until where we have no failures, no risk, no surprises, no novelty, no, reward, and I think going to the moon, things like this, they were risky as hell, but the reward from them, just as a species that say that we could do this, whether you were from this nation or whatever, you know what I mean? So this ability to quantify the world means that I think we're doing it everywhere we can. I think this mechanism is going to look to wrap its mind around everything it can for control and surety. And how do you stop that, man? How do you stop people that can prove to you that 9 times out of 10, this will lead to the result. And normally the end result is money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you stop them from wanting to do that and doing that when their job's on the line, when their reputation's on the line, and nobody wants to fail? Previously in the 70s and 60s, they didn't have that information. They had to take a chance. They had to use their intuition, their skill. They're like, man, I don't know what this movie's going to do, but I trust this guy. I kind of like the script and this actor. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? They had some understanding. They weren't just operating blind, but they couldn't run it through a program and calculate, marketing budgets and, return on investment from China and each market. And, and then when you have all that in your mind, it's just too much to overcome as a person, unless we check ourselves really strongly, to step over that and be like, you know what? I see what all the data says, but I'm going to go with my gut. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? Good luck finding somebody that's able to do that when there's $350 million on the line, or, 100 million people's lives affected, That was just a brief snippet, a brief clip of the conversation we had. A conversation that I believe on my end may have been a little bit too caffeinated, but I think the energy was really good. It flowed freely, and I think we covered quite a bit more than just the paradox of truth. So if you enjoy it, let me know in the comment section below, and we'll try to do one sooner than later. I think he's interested in doing at least one or two more, and we'll try to make that happen sooner than later if you really enjoy these conversations. Either way, watch that episode or look out for the podcast coming, or watch more videos on this channel if you want to do that. And I thank you for liking, subscribing, giving me the chance to enlighten you, shift your perspective, or at least confirm things you're already on the money on, already in agreement with. Thank you for watching this one once again. You have a great day. Take care. Later.